side this way than it is this way, because it really makes, in effect, a wing foil. There's a chord of the short line, because the ship and the rudder make a curve like that, so there's a short line. So this one builds up a low pressure, not only on the side of the rudder, but it throws a great low pressure on the hull of the ship itself. And because of the low pressure there, and there's the deepest point, and the deepest point acts as an anchor or a pivot, because there's greater resistance the deeper you go in the water, so it acts as a pivot, and it pivots around that. So we find a big ship turning, unlike an automobile where you move the front end. With the ship, you move your stern around, swings around the pivot point. So that when we came then to dealing with airplanes and needed to have great big rudders, water is non-compressible and air is compressible. So with the airplane, you had to have a very, very big rudder. But when you began to fly, say, a Boeing 747, get up to speed which is 10 times the velocity of a hurricane, and the air resistance increases as the second power of the velocity, so that if the airplane is making 10 times the velocity of a hurricane, the interaction with the atmosphere is 100 times the ferocity of interaction with a hurricane. It's hard for us to picture those kind of ferocity. But anyway, that airplane designed that really beautiful rudder, and you have all the pilots up forward here in your ship. And what they do, then there's enormous vertical and horizontal rudders. There's the tail end of those, after everything has gone by, have a little trim tab. And the little trim tab, you just move that. You try to move one of those big rudders against that kind of rush of air. No human being could do it. But you move the tiny little trim tab. And the tiny little trim tab builds up a little low pressure, and it pulls the rudder, helps you to pull your rudder, and then the ship begins to go around. So I found that here I am, I don't get in front of the ship. While I'd fallen overboard astern, I still was holding on, you see. And which while I'd fallen overboard astern, I still was holding on, you see. And whichever way I put my foot would affect the whole show. So this is what I really mean by principles operating in our universe, and how the little individual is given, all of us are given mind to discover principles, and if you use those principles and think about your problem in a proper manner, you can really be effective. So there's the trim tab part.